This is happening.
No, it's not. You're not real. You're not real. Get out of my head. What? We're supposed to be gathering magic now? What? It doesn't just come from the air, does it?
Anywho,
Get out of my skin!
welcome to the channel. It's your boy Doc here, and Pancake.
I am Pancake. Yeah. More at the end?
Nah. I won't be keeping track of it live, but in editing I will keep track of the points, and
Editor flip off, Doc.
I am the editor. Why would I flip
Well,
off myself?
why'd you do that then, stupid?
Yeah, let's be real. I seem like the type of person who would flip myself off just because I want to.
Yeah, and you will. Because I said so. I'm playing you like a fiddle right now.
A fiddle? So, anywho, I have an assortment of 20 cards. All of them might be bad. All of them might be good. All of them might be just be meh. See, for the first card, Palladium Console of Innovation.
Artifacts you control have hexproof. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control the artifact with the highest converted mana cost or tied for the highest converted mana cost, draw a card. I'm gonna say this card isn't that good.
Okay.
Like, I feel like I'm trying to put it into words. Like, if your opponent has like this is only 3 in the end water, but
Yes.
so if they have anything more than that, you're cooked.
No, it's any artifact you control, not just this one.
Oh. Okay. In that case, seems like it'd be maybe middling then.
Yeah, this
Like,
is. Like, is that your final answer? Just
yep,
mid.
middling.
Yeah,
Middling.
it's actually a solid card. Not the best card by any means, but yeah, it's still
Yeah,
solid.
like fine.
Yeah. I use this card in my commander deck. People hate that deck sheerly because of how many expensive artifacts I have in that deck, and and there's only one artifact more expensive than one of the cards I have in that deck, and it's like one of the hardest to get your hands on cards in the game. So that's why people hate this deck.
Yeah, I only have one magic deck, and it's a Doctor Who commander deck the pest control guy bought me.
Yeah, you told me about your Doctor Who deck.
Yeah, it's the timey-wimey one.
Yeah, of course.
Editor, I'm gonna work you again, put it on screen.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, and yeah, just since most of the time I would be controlling the most expensive artifact, I would be drawing 2 cards a turn, and all of the artifacts I have would be harder to remove due to hexproof.
Ah.
So solid card, but not the best card. So I will still second card, Assembly Hall.
4 turny thing. Reveal a creature card in your hand. Search your library for a copy of that card and put the card into your hand. Okay, so it's just searching cards, like searching dupes.
Yes. You by the way, you can ask me questions to help you narrow it down.
So, is there a card or a number of cards that can abuse this to snowball very quickly?
Um
I'll take that as a yes.
No, no, like I'm saying that there are like a very rare few,
Hmm.
but and they don't really snowball that hard.
Oh. Well, in that case, I guess I'll go middling again.
This card kind of sucks
Oh.
because first you have to pay that initial cost of 5 to get it out, and second, it's 4 to reveal a card that you have in your hand, and at most you can only do this 3 times for other and it's only for creatures. So you can't
Huh.
just. I'm saying so like there aren't. So I'm saying that this isn't terrible. It's just there are much better cards to search to allow you to search your deck.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
So next card, shock.
Oh, it's literally just bang 2 damage.
Yes.
I think that this is really funny to end the game with. Like this would be hysterical to just pop out at the end of the game. And it only costs 1.
Yes.
I'm gonna say this one's good.
Yeah, it's a staple. If you are running a red deck, you are putting shocks in it, mainly because it's a 1 that could target pretty much anything.
Yeah, like kind of like MST and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. Next card.
Anthem of Champions. Creatures you control get +1/+1. You know, for 2, that doesn't sound that bad. I'm gonna say this one's good.
Yeah, it is pretty solid. This is from one of our newer sets, being Foundations. Uh,
Okay.
this and these colors, white and green, you like that is like the whole spamming out very tiny creatures deck. So making those really tiny creatures less tiny is kind of a pretty solid thing to win the game with.
I mean, I see where you're coming from, but wouldn't you want to make your buff guys buffer?
Yeah, but here's the thing. What's scarier? A 5/5 that you could turn into a 6/6, or 5/1/1s that you could each turn into 2/2s.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, yeah. All right, yeah. Uh, I said good. It was good.
Yeah.
Hurrah! That's was it 2 or 3 points on the board for me?
I'll count in editing. Don't worry. Next one. This one.
Arabic Spite. The card art on that is weird. I like it. Sacrifice all permanents, discard your hand, target player loses 5 life. I'm gonna say this one's bad.
Final answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
this
Like it.
is a meme card if I've ever
Yeah.
seen one. This is I think it was Fiber Jar. That's basically the reset button. Wait, was it Fiber Jar? Uh I think it was Fiber Jar. Yeah, each player shuffles all cards from their hand, field, and graveyard into the deck, then draws 5 cards. It's basically the reset button. But this time you're just doing it to yourself and then just bludgeoning for a quarter of their health.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a kind of a funny card to win the game with due to how much you need to do in order to play
Yeah.
it. But
That's just disrespectful.
yeah. Yeah, but yeah, like, other than that, it's like a really high cost of 3 mana plus causing you to like sacrifice everything you control, including lands, which is a heavy ask just to do 5 damage.
Okay, but this is the card that, above all else, will lead into a post-game handshake where you spit in your hand beforehand.
Yeah. Yeah. Next card.
Owl Squad Heavy. Start your engines! Other goblins you control have haste. At the beginning of a combat on your turn, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token. That token attacks this combat if able. Max speed, rotatey thing. Add this mana for each goblin you control. Okay.
Do you have any questions?
What's the rest of the goblin stuff look like?
It's basically just you mean goblins as a whole?
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
what
yeah, goblins as a whole are
are there a lot of them?
uh yes.
Okay.
That's kind of their whole shtick.
Okay. I'm gonna say this one's good.
Yeah, it's bonkers. Mainly because like I said about 10 seconds ago, uh goblins whole shtick is that you just get a lot of them, which could lead into you have which could lead you into you having a board with thousands of them on the battlefield.
Uh-huh.
And then when max speed is enabled, since you control 1,000 goblins, when you tap this, you get 1,000 red mana, which you can then use to cast your really big spells.
Huh. So yeah, a little bit. It's an okay card. Just
Yeah.
nothing too crazy. All right.
Next card.
Dockside Extortionist. When Dockside Extortionist enters the battlefield, create X treasure tokens, where X is the number of artifacts and enchantments your opponents control. Treasure tokens are artifacts with the rotatey thing. Sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color. Small price to pay to keep such pretty things safe. All right. Hmm. So it's 2 to summon. You can sacrifice it. So you can sacrifice a treasure token to add 1 mana.
Yes.
So this is all dependent on artifacts and enchantments for your opponent.
Yes.
I'm gonna say this one's all right.
Final answer?
Yeah.
This card is banned due to how
Oh.
due to how easy it is to
Oh.
because it's not on cast, it's on ETB, so you could just flicker it with some spells to temporarily exile it, return it to the battlefield, and then have that re-trigger its ability, giving you more.
Oh no.
And then, since treasure tokens count as artifacts, if your opponent is also running Dockside, then you play Dockside, you get a treasure token for each treasure token they have.
So it's an infinite snowball.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So what happens when both people are running Dockside? Do each player just get infinite mana?
Uh, yeah, it's basically just whoever could flicker Dockside the most is most likely the winner because they get that much mana that fast.
That's absurd.
And yeah, like due to how easy it is for this thing to break, it is banned.
Okay.
Next card.
Alabaster Leech. White spells you play cost 1 mana more to Play? What? Bad?
Yeah, it's bad.
That's just downright negative.
Yeah, like the only way that you could make this card good is if you force your opponent to then have it. And even then,
If you ever feel useless, just remember Alabaster Leech.
yeah. And do you want to know something even more
Yes.
stupid? There are worse cards in Magic.
Okay then.
So yeah, next card.
Golos Tireless Pilgrim. When Golos Tireless Pilgrim enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a land card. Put that card onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. Who and then another oh wow. That's a lot of mana. Exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play them this turn without paying their mana costs. Oh. Oh, we gambling. And it costs 5. Ooh. I'm going to say that this has been exploited a lot, so I'm gonna say good.
Yeah, yeah, Golos is what he was one of the saltiest commanders in the game due to because people often built uh, around him and put him in decks that had a lot of really expensive cards in it. So then whenever he taps for that ability, oh, just exile the top 3 cards. Oh, look, there are these all really expensive creatures that I can now play for free.
Ah,
So,
yep. That sounds about right.
so yeah, and I think he also got banned from Commander
Oh,
due to
oh.
how easy it was to have him cheese out a bunch of cards.
I mean, that's not a very easy cost to pay.
Yeah, but people have found a way to cheese that because remember, Dockside Extortionist exists.
True, but like that's banned.
Yeah, but I think, but Golos was around when Dockside Extortionist was allowed.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Do you see my point now?
I see your point now.
So
Yep,
yeah,
rip it in half. Next card.
next card.
Break open. Turn target face down creature an opponent controls face up. That sounds like gambling. Because if it has an effect when you turn it face up, uh-oh. But if it don't, free intel. I'm gonna say good.
It's actually not that good,
Ah.
mainly due to the reason that a lot of decks that would have face down creatures, those decks whole shtick, a lot of those decks whole shtick is you getting them out on the field face down for very cheap and then turning them face up later. So you could just, oh, if you break open a creature that they got down, it saves them the cost to have to then turn it face up.
Oh. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
There are some instances where turning a face down creature face up would be beneficial, but those are werewolf decks, which you could just turn that creature back face down easily.
Ah.
So yeah, next card. monkey.
Cured ape. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, I
Hired
think so.
ape. Cured?
Yeah, I think so.
Cured ape gains +1/+2 if you have any forests in play. Um, I'm gonna say mid. I'm gonna say this card is mid.
Okay. Anything you want to add to that?
Like 1 mana, sure. You get a 2/3 if any forests are in play. Sure. Wait a minute. Sorry, I was thinking in Yu-Gi-Oh terms. That would be like a. I was thinking like forest as in like a field spell. No, no, they mean lands. No, this card is busted. That's a 2/3 for 1 mana.
Yeah, it is pretty solid. Due to like, it's if you're just running mono red, it's just a 1 mana 1/1. But if you're running red green, which is a very common color combination due to red green being the big swinky swonk deck, yeah, you would have a lot of forests in play. Or better yet, there are mountains that also count as forests.
Yeah,
So yeah, with one land, you could play this and then have it be a 2/3 because
yeah,
mountain
that,
forests exist.
yeah.
Yeah, next card.
Woo Warship. Woo Warship can't attack unless the defending player has an island in play. I don't think this is very good.
Yeah, it's not.
This is a meme.
Yeah. Yeah, like Portal 3 Kingdoms, the set that this card is from, it it the three portal sets were meant to like, help teach new players magic, but the
Oh,
problem was a lot of the first two portal sets, like they didn't use a lot of the terminology that the rest of the player base used, so they weren't that popular. And then Portal 3 Kingdoms was fairly popular, but it was based off of a lot of Chinese history, mainly the Three Kingdoms era. So it was
mhm.
mainly released in China. So a lot of these cards in English are very rare and very expensive. Like if I want to
Like even a terrible card like this, how expensive would it be to get your
um
hands on a Woo Warship in English?
I I'm not sure, but there are a few cards from the set that are worth a few $100s. Yeah, and if I want to get an unopened box
Oh,
of
it's like $4.
yeah, yeah, and also look up how expensive a booster box for this set is. Portal 3 Kingdoms in English.
Portal 3 Kingdoms booster box. English. Oh my goodness gracious! That's $30,000. You could buy a car. You could buy a car.
Yeah, do you see why this set is yeah, like this I want there to be another portal set. Like Wizards, make another portal set. Please.
No, just take the ones you have out back and shoot them. They're not worth $30,000.
See, next card. Another card from Portal 3 Kingdoms.
Imperial Seal. Search your library for any one card, shuffle the library, and put that card on top of it. You lose 2 life. I'm gonna say this one's good.
Final
For
answer.
1 mana?
Final
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good. This is one of the most expensive cards from the set. It's like $500, $600. Gotta put
For a
the
decent
price up.
cardboard.
Yeah, gotta be putting that price up here. Next card.
Jeweled Bird. Draw a card and exchange Jeweled Bird for your contribution to the ante. Your former contribution goes to your graveyard. You can remove this card from your deck if you're before playing if you are not playing for ante. So this is the gambling card. What the? This is just gambling. Magic the Gathering officially endorses gambling in their
It's
games?
it's a trading card game. That's the kind of the whole shtick of it.
Wow. Wow.
So,
So how am I supposed to judge whether this is good or bad?
just
It's useless in a normal deck.
yeah. Do you want to know? Do you want to know something, Pancake?
What?
So
Can we
anti.
can we have like a no contest?
Yeah, back in the old days of Magic, they had a thing called the ante, which was whenever you played, you would randomly get one of the cards from your deck, put it into like a betting pot, then whoever won that game would win those cards from the pot.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
And then But then Wizards came around and was like, hey, that's kind of bad because a lot of people are starting to spend quite a bit of money on their cards. So they banned
Hey.
the ante.
So what you're saying is they were like, "Hey, no, gambling with our cards, that's not allowed."
Yeah, so yeah,
Anyway, here's some support for it.
so yeah, and then they no longer, say that basically all of the ante cards are now useless.
So could we have like a no contest? There's
Yeah,
no
yeah,
point,
yeah,
but like
yeah. I'll still give you that point to calling it bad.
I said the word useless.
Yeah, yeah. I'm still giving you that point.
Okay.
Next card.
Common Cause. Non-artifact creatures get +2/+2 as long as they all share a color. I'm gonna say this one's good.
Final answer.
Yup.
This card is about as bad as the bird.
Really?
Yeah, because it looks at all creatures, including your opponents, and it and it and it also buffs your opponent's creatures too.
I never. Oh, I didn't consider that.
So it has two forms. A, nothing. B, also nothing because the effect that it gives you is canceled out by the effect it gives your opponent.
And you still have to pay 3 mana.
Yeah. Yeah, this card, like, so I often say that Mercadian Masks, which is what this set is from, is a fairly weak set. And this card is proof of that statement because this is a rare. This is one of the Mercadian Masks rares. It is useless.
That's crazy.
Like, next card.
Rise of the Dark Realms for 9 mana. Put all creature cards from all graveyards to the battlefield under your control. Oh. I'm gonna say good. I'm gonna say this one's pretty good. I might, I might be onto something when I say that one's good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Uh, yeah, because mainly, a lot of decks like don't really have anything to because a lot of decks, once the cards are in their graveyard, they like, oh well, it's in my graveyard, I won't do anything for it. You could just then, oh, the graveyard shenanigans guy plays this card, because those decks are usually the long game type cards. Then boom, like about then have a massive army, which is
Oh yeah,
usually
Dark
worth
Energon.
what?
Never mind.
Anywho, did you say Dark Energon?
I said Dark Energon.
W reference. W reference to Tweakatron. Next, next card.
Winter Orb. As long as Winter Orb is untapped, players can't untap more than one land during their untap steps. I'm gonna say this one's a meme. I'm gonna say this one's a meme.
Final answer.
Like, it's bad, but you'd play it as a meme.
Uh, this card is so EDH Rec, which is one of the biggest names in Magic. They put out this one page on their site every year for like, oh, these are for this year, these are the top 100 saltiest cards. For the past 8 years straight, this card was number 2 on that list of most saltiest.
Wow. So, yeah, that was spot on with the meme.
No. Basically, it's your opponents only get 1 mana. People hate this card.
Yeah, but you only get 1 mana too.
It's easy to work around if you built around it.
Is it?
Yeah,
Mana,
because
you need mana for everything.
there are creatures that give you mana, and there are things that are basically, oh, you could now untap your creatures and lands during your opponent's turn, and since it's not during your untap step, it isn't affected by Winter Orb.
That's stupid.
So yeah,
That's
if you know Winter Orb is coming, yeah, it doesn't affect you. But if you're like, oh, my friend isn't mean enough to play Winter Orb, yeah, then yeah, it yeah, you could just have like one land a turn while your opponent has like, oh, tap 5. Here's this giant ship. Pass to you. On your turn, I untap all of my lands.
And I'm gonna shoot you in the leg there.
Yeah. So yeah.
And if you could hand me a lunch money.
Yeah. So yeah. Next card.
Darksteel Forge. Artifacts you control have indestructible. I think that one might be good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, this card works great in artifact decks, especially if there's cards like, oh, put Demon in it, because now all artifacts have indestructible and hexproof.
Ay, ay, ay.
Next card.
Apocalypse Chime. 2 turny thing. Sacrifice Apocalypse Chime to parry all cards from the Homelands expansion. Huh? Okay, I'm gonna need additional context on this one.
So this card is from the Homeland set,
I figured that.
and basically what it does is, you sacrifice it, and you then put all other cards that are on the field that are from the Homeland set into the graveyard.
Yeah, but like, are there cards in Homelands that benefit from that?
I do not know. I just saw this card. There's like, ooh, I'm gonna put that into the playlist.
But then that would be terrible. You're just killing your cards and paying to do so.
See, final answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, this card is bad. Mainly because no, this is the only card in the game, to my knowledge, that cares about what set a card is from.
Oh.
Yeah, and you could probably see why they stopped doing that, because you had to then keep track of like, oh, okay, so I just play this, sack it, I know I have to exile all cards from Thunder Junction. Like, yeah, dude, now due to like how many sets there are in Magic, you like, imagine if this card was in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, a lot of sets in Yu-Gi-Oh have cards that are completely unrelated and have no markings denoting what set they're from.
Yeah. Yeah, at least in Magic, we have our little symbols in the right here.
Yeah.
And I think that is the final card.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
That's it?
yeah.
Well, yeah, this has been fun. Uh Editor, put the final total on screen and then shoot Doc in the face.
Why would I shoot myself in the face?
Because I said so. Again. Played like a fiddle.
And cut.
You